Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Rotor Talk Live, Season 6, Episode 32, DJI Mini 4 Pro in 2023. Hope everyone is doing well this evening. Let's see who we have in the house. We got a jam-packed house already tonight. Jay Bird's here, Drone Shots, Dr. Ted, Zach Key, Koopy's in the house. Good seeing you, John. Leonard Oglesby, USA Drone Flyer, Captain Joe America, Sergeant Rock. Let's see, Akarasho's here. Who else we got? Michael Wright is here. Flying Plume Media. Welcome, John. Good to see you, Johnny. Welcome. Good to see you. Let's see who else we have. Waypoint New England. Captain Ray is here. Silver Surfer. Richard is here. Leonard is here. All right. Got a good house here tonight, guys. Sorry about shortened down. The pneumatic arm in the chair, it's busted. So you may see the incredibly shrinking Bill Drone reviewer tonight. I wish it was here, but it's probably going to be like that. So got a lot to talk about tonight. Ron Marcus is going to join me here in a little bit. Been a lot going on. I mean, you think because we just had the release of the Air 3 and that's it. Well, it's not it. We got a lot going on. First things first, let's get an update on Bill. Guess what? I'm not wearing a brace right now. And I've been told by my doctor and the physical therapist, if you're doing something with some heavy stuff, put it on. Other than that, don't. So, and I'm fine, and I'm getting there. As far as the gripping is concerned, I've been squeezing some softballs during physical therapy. That's getting better. You can see my motion. You can see. I can do this, but I'm getting there with this. If I stretch it out, I can touch through three of my fingers to my hand, which is really good. Palm of my hand, which is really good. So making progress there. I'm going to show you my favorite pictures from the DJI Air 2S. Not my DJI Air 2S, but someone who is very near and dear to me. So let me go ahead and bring these up here. Now, the first picture, that's Ellie right there. And that is Addie, who we have not met yet. And it looks like we'll probably be going up in December to meet them, to meet Addie and Ellie. The next two pictures are from the DJI Air 2S. My son-in-law, Andy, got a refurbished unit and had some issues with it, sent it back, got it fixed, and he went and took a family portrait right here. And then the bottom picture is his very able-bodied assistant pilot, Ellie, helping Daddy fly his drone. And she has a blast doing it. And she calls it an airplane, okay? I love that. She calls it Daddy's airplane. And she knows Grandpa has airplanes, too. And when Ellie's old enough, and you can bet she's going to get some nice drones. That's guaranteed. Daddy's teaching her in the right way. So kudos to my son-in-law for that. Just can't thank him enough for his interest in drones. We chat often about drones. He is just a great guy. He's one of my own. I told him, I said, you're not a son-in-law, you're a son. And please know that always. He's just an absolutely fantastic guy. And hopefully sometime I'm going to get him on the show soon because he's had, he had the Fimi and his adventures with that. He's got the Air 2S and he's looking forward to that. He's got some great piloting skills, of course, a Part 107 pilot. So we go from there. All right. Now you're going to see me occasionally tonight. We're going to be playing the bounce game here, which is driving me flipping crazy, guys. So that's all I got to say. Let's see who else came in. Scott Nadeau, Akarasho's here. Art is here. Okay, guys. Mill City Sky. Good deal. You got your Air 3. That's awesome. That is awesome to hear that, Mill City Sky. Good to see you. First thing to actually talk about tonight, okay? I want to thank Richard for pointing out the deal of the day for Drone Nation, the Anchor 100-watt charger. I'm going to go ahead and bring that up. Let me go ahead and bring that up here. Now, it's a MacBook Pro charger. It's 100 watts, and it's an excellent alternative to the DJI charger. However, there's only one drawback that I have seen with this, and the drawback is this. See, okay, there's only one port on this, from what I can tell. All right, that's the only drawback I can see. Now, I went out to Anker's website. I'm going to stop sharing this, and I'm going to go ahead and bring up Anker's website. Now, they do have other 100-watt chargers. They cost more, but they do have dual ports on them. And the reason I say dual ports is, you charge the batteries up, but you need to charge the controller as well, too. But I want to thank Richard for pointing this out. This was a great find, and it makes it, it's not too expensive to be able to get one of those. You can buy two of them if you want, but let me show you some of the other ones that Anker has available. I'm not sure. I didn't take the time to go out to Amazon to look at each one of these individually. You can see a couple of these have dual ports here, and it's called Series 7 Embrace Future Technology. 736 charger, 100-watt USB-C to C cable right here. 735 charger, USB. Now that's 65 watt. There's one that's 150. You can see it's $109. But the 100-watt charger here, it's right on par with the price on the DJI charger, and it does have the two ports, which is really good. And it is, I would assume it's available. So I'm going to click the buy button and see what it says. Okay. And it doesn't take me there. It's right on Anker. So it's available on Anker. So you can get it from them. It's $97.98. And one of the other things that I wanted to share too are the specs from the DJI charger. I know I had my little mini unboxing of that, but I didn't have the specs, but I wanted to take some time and go over the specs for that. And I think I had that up here, and I thought I have it here. Okay. All right. I got it. All right. Because I want to kind of focus on the specifications. Okay. Input voltage 100 to 240 volts. Output power 100 watts when both ports are used. The maximum output power of each port is 82 watts, and the charger will dynamically allocate, the output power of the two ports according to the power load. Operating temperature 5 degrees to 40. Charging time, Mavic 3. It lists a bunch of things. For Mavic 3, intelligent flight battery, approximately 1 hour and 10 minutes. That kind of holds true from what from my timing. When I charged my batteries up, it took about 3 hours to get all three of my batteries for the Air 3 charge with the DJI USB-C power adapter 100 watt. I want to say it right so I don't screw that up. Okay. All right. That's good to hear, Michael. I'm glad you had that. I wanted to go over this just to be able to provide people an alternate solution, because I know DJI's charger is not available. It's currently out of stock. You can't find that anywhere right now. And then Koopy has just been absolutely crazy with his just spot on analysis right here. A high watt chat. Okay. All right. So wanted to cover that. I wanted to make sure that you guys knew about this, because I think it's important, though, because I know I've seen a lot of people, number one of the complaints is, besides ND filters missing from it, is a charger. So, right away, that was the first thing I did after I bought it. I went out and I bought the charger as well, right from the mothership, and I got it. And I got it like 2 days. So I got the drone on Thursday, and I got the charger on a Monday. But I used my DJI charger or my 65 watt charger that I had from my Mini 3 Pro to go ahead and charge it. It did take a lot longer to charge all three, but charging one by itself, it's about an hour with the 100 watts. So, and I have used that, and it works like a champ. It works like a champ. Also hooking up the controller to it as well, because I needed to charge that up. All right, future videos coming up. Ta-da. Okay. I have coming up. There is the the 70mm camera on the DJI Air 3 is off the charts. I got a movie on the telephoto lens coming up. I'm going to be working on that tomorrow. A YouTube video that'll be coming out real soon, probably in the next day or two. So pay attention for that. Hopefully, get out to go flying this weekend. Yeah, flying right now. Okay, our average temperature in Tampa. I wish I had a graphic up for this. It's been 93 degrees or more since June the 1st down here in Tampa. And our average low at night is 82 degrees at night. Okay. Sun's down, 82 degrees. It's just plain old disgusting outside right now. There's just no other ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's a real pain in the butt. I mean, you just can't, there's no two ways around it. And you got to go out here. And I mean, when I'm talking about going out to fly, and I'm sorry for this daggone chair, guys. When you go out to fly, you got to do it early. And I'm talking like before 9 o'clock in the morning. I mean, it's just, yeah, you got to do it before 9 in the morning. Otherwise, it gets really hot. And even at 6, I mean, when I did my first flight with the Air 3, it was 95 degrees at 6 o'clock. All right. Most of the days it hits 100 right now. And you have to combine that and remember, and I know our good friend Johnny is experiencing the same kind of weather down in Louisiana. It's just, you know, I've seen him, Johnny. I've been seeing you post your 100 degrees, and it's that here too. I mean, it's just, plus, you know, Johnny knows as well as I do here, the humidity is just incessant, and it's just absolutely horrible, absolutely horrible. So yeah, it's just 97. Yeah, it's crazy. I think that's what it is right now outside. I mean, and the sun's starting to go down. It's ridiculous. All right. It is absolutely, positively ridiculous. Okay. Captain Joe Marigo had 4 straight 100+ days and forecast 100. Yep. Bingo. Same here, my friend. It's just absolutely insanity. And so one of the things I wanted to do, and I don't have a banner for it or anything, but I wanted to give you guys some tips. And I know most of you guys know this stuff, but I wanted to get out there and give you guys some tips for flying in weather like this. Okay. Number 1, don't wear a dark shirt, wear a light colored shirt. All right. Number 2, wear a ball cap. Okay. You know I have such a wonderful head of hair. Okay. Doesn't matter. Okay. When you're filming. Okay. You know, and even on camera, leave your ball cap on. All right. If you don't want anybody to see your messed up hair. All right. But no, it's to help with the sun. Number 3, sunscreen. I can't say that enough. Even if you're only out there for 10 or 15 minutes, put some on. Put some on your arms. Put some on your face, especially. A lot of people don't realize that. Your ears, the back of your neck. That's where I always get burned. I never get burned in my arms because I always cover them up real well. Another item of note, have some water with you. I leave a couple of bottles of water in the car. Now, mind you, you know, my home is only like 3 minutes from here. But I'll tell you what, after you're out there shooting and it's so hot, you know, it's one of the first things you want to do when you get back to your car is have some water. And, you know, it really makes a difference. You got to stay hydrated with that. And number 3, and the last thing I want to say is use some common sense. You know, if it's too dang hot, it's too dang hot. Just don't worry about it right now. You know, I know, and Johnny, I got to say this, kudos to you. I just watched your night video. That was awesome. I'm going to try to get that done this weekend coming up. You know, on school nights, it's really hard for me to get out and do these kinds of things. But get out in the evening, okay? After the sun goes down, you can still get, because we have night mode like on the Air 3. That is absolutely fantastic. You know I tried it on the Mavic 3 and it was fantastic. I want to do the same here, and I'm looking forward to doing that. And I'm looking forward to getting my video together with showing the telephoto lenses. It's just incredible. I am just unduly impressed with this drone. It really, really, really is good. Okay, all right. What do we got next here? I know I got something else coming up. Okay, yeah, Osmo 4 reviews. All right, no. You know what? Here we go. We're going to go with GoPro Hero 12 rumors, all right? And there's been lots of stuff coming out lately about the GoPro Hero 12, so I'm going to cover that. I found a good article on this, and I forget where it was, but Pocket Lint is the name of it. It's just yeah. Okay. GoPro Hero 12 leaks point to some big hardware updates. New leak has given us a first look at the upcoming GoPro Hero 12 Black, which is expected to launch next month. There's plenty to get excited about. 1-inch sensor, 4K, 240 frames per second, and a larger display. A leaked image shows the Hero 12 probably boasts its 1-inch sensor, which is even larger than the 1 over 1/3 inch sensor at the heart of the Osmo Action 4. And given the larger sensor is the main draw of the Action 4, that's got to sting a little for DJI. In our review, we noted the Action 4 offers significantly better low light performance compared to the GoPro Hero 11 owing to its larger sensor. The difference is immediately noticeable, and stabilization is improved in dim conditions too. In theory, the Hero 12 should be even better, the sensor once again increasing in size. It also sports a much larger rear display with even bezels on all sides. This results in a much more modern look and should make it a bit easier to tap through the settings menu, so it's a welcome change. Elsewhere, the design looks to be similar to the last couple of GoPro generations, so it will retain compatibility with endless mounts and accessories, presumably be rugged and waterproof as well. On the bottom of the rear display, on-screen text shows the camera is set to record in 4K, 240 frames per second. That's insane, which is double the maximum 4K rate of the Hero 11 Black. If it proves accurate, it means the GoPro Hero 12 Black will offer the most impressive slow motion we've ever seen on a consumer camera to date. Perfect for a camera that's all about action. While the Twitter account that showed these images has no track record of GoPro leaks, the images are very convincing, leading us to believe they're the real deal. Other rumors suggest the Hero 12 may be able to record up to 8K 60 frames per second. While it might be possible, we're not too sure about the credibility of the claim, if it's something that people would even want realistically. Okay, so there's all the information on the GoPro Hero 12. We're going to see this next month. And here we are again, like the incredible shrinking bill here. Okay. I do have a chair lined up that I do want to get. I got a great chair lined up. So it's just like, paydays once a month. So, that's probably going to be in the works. So, okay. All right. So that's it on the GoPro Hero 12 rumors. I wanted to cover that so you guys are aware of that. I'm sure it's going to have a beefy price for this as well. If these rumors hold true, it will. And I'll say this: if the rumors hold true, it's going to sell real well. All right. What it means for the Osmo Action 4, I don't know. There's been a number of reviews that have been out. I know Sean from Air Photography did one, and it was really good. There's an article on Drone DJ I want to share with you guys that talked about that. Let's go ahead. I want to go ahead and share that with you guys here. Okay. All right. Review: DJI Osmo Action 4 brings updates, but issues still persist. Okay. And yeah, so let's go into this overview. It gives you an overview of the Action 4 pricing, and then it shows there's a video with it too. Mounting, Osmo Action 4 image quality. The footage looked great when shooting during the day in most clips. Leaves in the trees kept plenty of detail, and while there was some sharpness present, I enjoyed the look of footage from the Action 4. Colors looked accurate. Once again, daytime shooting. At night, it struggled with noise. As I was riding around town on a motorcycle, I've seen worse from action cameras in the past, but the noise was still pretty noticeable. Stabilization. One highlight is DJI's Rock Steady and Horizon Steady stabilization mode. The footage looked silky smooth when riding my motorcycle and when paddling in a kayak. Be sure to hit the video to see it in action, okay? InvisiStick. I also noticed in the press release, DJI called out the upgraded InvisiStick, which will use cloud-based computing to remove a selfie stick from applicable footage. It worked pretty well, although it's not on par with the same effect from a 360 camera like the Insta360 X3. Another note here is the max resolution can be exported with the InvisiStick effect is 1080p. It's totally usable for social media posting, and that's more most likely its intended use. But those who want a higher resolution might be disappointed with those numbers. GPS remote control, audio, it talks about that. Action 4 handled speeds up to about 50 miles an hour very well. Osmo Action 4 battery life, 2.5 hours of battery life under perfect conditions, 1080p. When recording 4K at 120, the camera shut off after about 70 minutes. Can it take the heat? And this is a real key right here. DJI has some flack in the past for its action camera overheating, and unfortunately, I did run into that issue with the Action 4 as well. It first encountered it when kayaking on a sunny day, recording a 4K 60, though the ambient temperature was only 75 degrees. Then checked for an update and got the camera loaded with the latest firmware. Going on the water again after the update rendered no heating issues, but then just as a test, I set the camera up to record sitting on a tripod in the sun. Once again, after about 15 minutes of recording at 4K 60, a warning came up saying the camera had overheated and could not continue recording. Another nitpicky bit is that it took only 3 battery swaps for me to break a little tab that holds the battery door on the camera. I'm not sure exactly what I did to snap it off when trying to reinstall it, but that means the door won't stay attached under its own power. Luckily, the protective cage holds it in place so the battery and SD card aren't exposed, okay? All in all, the Action 4 is a solid action camera that ticks all the right boxes when it comes to capturing adventures, but I can't help think there should be more with this new generation. GPS remote is a neat new accessory, but isn't necessary. Spec sheet is nearly identical to the Action 3, and overheating issues should definitely be taken care of by now. It's probably not worth an upgrade from the Action 3, but if you're sold on the DJI ecosystem, this action camera's Action 4 is a solid action camera in most situations, okay? And you can see right here, all right, that big issue, and I'm sorry, and I'm going to apologize for this again. We got bouncing Bill here tonight, all right? That's an issue, okay? That is an absolute issue with this, okay? And I know that's been an issue with the DJI action cameras. Not the one. I've never had any overheating issues with the one, but you know, it seemed like not sure the 2, but I know the 3 had some overheating issues. And you think that this would have been resolved before they, before they came out with the 4. And I wanted to speak. I know Marcus had said he had gotten some kind of a cage for his, and for his Action 2, and it's really made a difference in terms of the heat and or a cover. I think it's a metallic cover, and it absorbs a lot of that heat, and the camera doesn't take it. And I think it's done really well for him, and he hasn't had the overheating issues. So I think that's important, and I think, I don't know what kind of a protective cover or case he was using for that, but get something probably that was similar to the Action 2, even though that's different in terms of the way it's built compared to the 1, 3, and the 4. So, again, out of the gate coming out with this, that's not a good sign for them. And, with GoPro knocking on the door next month, coming out with a Hero 12 with supposedly better specs, it's like I'm ready to hear Metallica, for whom the bell tolls here, okay? Because that's not a good sign for DJI. They got to get this fixed ASAP, and they got to come up with a solution for this, because that's just not acceptable. And what I'm thinking, okay, I'm okay. Thank you, John. It's a magnetic cover that raises allowable operating temperatures, I believe. Thank you for posting that, because I know Marcus has talked about that, and that's made a big difference. So we'll see how that goes. I'm just amazed that they're having an issue out of the gate like this already. It's amazing. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. DJI has a DJI-Hasselblad store outside of Asia. It's opening up in the UK. Let's take a look at that. I just thought it was something different, and I wanted to go ahead and share that with you guys. Okay, first dedicated DJI Hasselblad store outside Asia to open in the UK August 8th, which is today. Okay. The Shenzhen-based UAV giant currently has 12 stores featuring cutting-edge photography equipment made by the Swedish firm and acquired in 2017. All those major cities in mainland China, exception of one each in Hong Kong, Bangkok, and Thailand. It'll occupy 2,800 square feet. On hand, the Birmingham Center will be the recently launched DJI 3, Mini 3 Pro, Mavic 3 Pro drones, Osmo Action 4, DJI Pocket 2 cameras. There he is, Mr. Marcus. How are you, sir?
Pretty good, Bill. How are you today?
Talking about the, hang on a second here. My daggone speaker just went dead. Okay, should be back now.
You didn't start without me, did you?
I didn't start without you. Of course not. I don't know if you saw this. The article I'm talking about is DJI opened up a DJI Hasselblad store outside of Asia over in the UK. And I'm going over what they're featuring there. It's the new shop located in the heart of Birmingham's commercial district. They said it featured the Air 3, Mini 3 Pro, Mavic 3 Pro, Osmo Action 4, and DJI Pocket 2. Hasselblad's video and photography equipment will include the X2D, 100C, 907X, 50C, X1D, 250C, and XCD lenses and a variety of accessories. Okay, it's just something different. Wanted to pop up with that. I also wanted to get your take, and I just finished an article about the Osmo Action 4, and it was from Drone DJ. And they said this article the author of the article said he had some overheating issues with the Action 4. And I'm like,
I've heard elsewhere. But I don't have one, so I sure can't speak.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. I mean, and he talked about it in the test, and he said what he did with one of them was a 4K 60, and he left it on a tripod in the sun. And after about 17 minutes, he got a message saying it was shutting down.
Trust me on this. 17 minutes at 4K 60 on a tripod in the sun ain't bad.
I was going to say that. Now I know you have you got a case for your Action 2 that dissipates the heat, right?
It helps, but even with that on there, I'm telling you, if on one of these like really hot 90-degree days or 100-degree days, even with that case on there, if I'm out in the sun and I'm shooting at 4K 60, yeah, I'd be happy to get 17 minutes out of it, because there's just no, it just can't cool itself. That little tiny little package. And I think that's almost any action camera. So yeah, I mean, when the Action 2 first came out, it was really bad. People weren't getting very long at all. That's why this case that DJI came up with, Bill, I'm no engineer, but I think it's just kind of a heat sink. I think
exactly.
But it definitely helps, because I have two Action 2s, one without it, one with, and the one with definitely will go longer than the one without.
Okay.
But like our friend Sean over at Air Photography, he said he's been shooting with his. He's never had it shut down in 4K 60, his Action 2. Now, I doubt he had it sitting on a tripod. I'm sure he had it, on his bicycle or something like that. So, it's all.
Yeah, and I'll say this for the Action 4. The best review I've seen is from Sean. He did a great review on it, and it looks really good. I mean, I was impressed with his review, and if I was in the market for one, I would consider it. Except, I just went over an article about the specs from the GoPro Hero 12, which would be like kick the 4 to the curb. I mean, it's just.
Well, see, I'll tell you, my experience with GoPro, and it's been several of them that I've had, is they still have problems with freeze up. Now, my Hero 10 was a mess. My Hero 9 and other ones that I had before that, they would freeze up, but for the most part, they worked. I just don't have those kind of problems with my DJI cameras, Bill. So that's why I'm a DJI fan when it comes to action cameras.
Yeah, I hear you. And, who was it? Where did I see a comment? about, somebody said, I'll just keep my Action 1, and that's been my staple all along. I use it for B-roll, or I'll use it for vlogging, and it works perfectly. Okay. I have had zero issues with it since day one. I mean, and if you don't need it, you don't need it. You don't need to upgrade,
Yeah, I'm not shooting a Hollywood movie with my action camera.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So, there's another article that I found here, and this was really interesting. Okay. Where is it? And I'm trying to find it here. And I thought I put it up here.
Did you get out flying today, Bill?
No, I did not. I had to work today. I did get out on Saturday. I got out Saturday, and I used the telephoto lens. And let me tell you, that's if I could be in love with a lens, I'm in love with that 70 millimeter, dude.
Pretty cool.
Okay, that thing absolutely nails it. It rocks here. I'm trying to go ahead and bring up this article from Drone DJ.
Yeah, I'll let you work on that. SSB73Q, our friend Richard, sent us both an email today talking about cruise control with the Air 3. So I took the Air 3 out today and messed around with cruise control. I've used it on the Mavic 3 before, but this is my first time with the Air 3. And one thing that Lon Denner told us was that you could use spotlight mode in conjunction with cruise control. So I thought I'd try that out. And sure enough, works like a charm. It's pretty cool.
Oh, wow. That is very cool.
Yeah.
Found the article. DJI issues drone user warning on fake Fly App download scams. Okay. DJI recently posted a message on its official in-house forums and other communication outlets, which has subsequently been circulated by drone operators on social media. In it, the company says it detected a number of imitated apps available on various platforms, including Google Play, that wind up scamming recipients. The marketing of bogus apps is a recurring ploy of online ripoff artists, with popular DJI drones being an obvious favorite target with the UAV sector. According to posts on DJI forums and social media, the ploy usually trips up owners of older model drones or those who haven't been flown of late. A logical updating of the Fly app prior to renewed flight leads some clients to Google Play or other third-party platforms that no longer carry the interface. Procuring it results in a charge of what one victim said was nearly $40. Fraudulent apps reportedly never remain online for long before being identified by platform administrators, only to crop up anew before long. Given the regular activity of scammers, DJI urges its drone customers to obtain software exclusively from its own download center. And that, I was surprised at first to even see this article. But, Marcus, if there's a person out there, it's going to happen. Somebody's going to do it,
Well, here's what bugs me. This has been bugging me for a while now. With our iPhones, we can get the Fly app right in the Apple App Store.
Right.
With your Android, and Bill, I've got a Google Pixel 6 that I mess around with. And you can't get the app in the Play Store. I had to go to DJI's website and download it and sideload it into the phone, which is fine. But of course, you don't get automatic updates either. But anyway, my point is, it just leads to these kind of scams. And what I don't understand is why Google is not allowing DJI to have their app in the Google Play Store. What's going on there?
Yeah, I got a problem with that too, because Apple has done it, and I know this. Apple is super strict about getting apps into the store. And there's a period. It takes a period of time before your app gets approved on Apple, and it goes through a pretty stringent process. And I would assume Google would have the same thing with theirs, okay? And if it comes from DJI and it's identified from DJI, why not have it out there? I don't understand. I'm at a loss for this. I really am. I don't understand this, Marcus. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I want to share this with people because, I don't want to see anybody get scammed, okay? I remember back a few years ago when my mom was still around, somebody called her up and said, I'm going to take care of some things for you. I just need your bank account number. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. You know, God bless my mom. You know, but I got things taken care of. But it's like that. I just don't want to see anybody get taken advantage of. That's why I want to get this out there to make sure people know about this.
Yeah, we had with Sarah's mother, we found out that she had an old Toyota Camry, 4 different warranty companies had talked her into buying a warranty for her Toyota Camry.
Oh my gosh.
And then my own father got caught up in the what they call the grandparent scam, where supposedly your grandchild calls you and needs money for whatever. And so he thought it was his one of his grandsons calling him and needed money for bail or whatever. My dad literally went to the bank, bought a bunch of those Visa cards where you scratch off the back and give them the number and all that. Mm-hmm. It's like, holy cow. And, you know, here's the worst thing about it. He was so embarrassed afterwards that it just, you know, I felt terrible for him because he felt bad. But, you know, they play on that whole, you know, what grandparent, what wouldn't you do for your grandkids, Bill? What wouldn't you do, right?
Oh, yeah.
You'd sell everything you owned if you had to for their well-being.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or do whatever, right? So they play into that.
Yeah. So I want to talk about the Air 3 a little bit here. And what I want to talk about is there was a couple of interesting articles on Drone XL from Hi Kesteloo. We're gonna touch on them, and I want to spend some time talking about it. I know you guys talked about it last night. I'm not able. Not 9 o'clock. It's like I get up at 0:30, and it's like I can watch about 20 minutes of the show, and then it's like lights out for me. One of the things, and I know you guys talked about this a little bit last night, is the Air 3 Active Track, and this is DC Rainmaker. I suggest you guys watch his video because he's really good with this. Okay, and the other one that I wanted to briefly take a look at is
the one on the Idaho Quadcopter channel.
No, actually, I'm sorry. It's Billy. Okay.
Oh.
This one here. Okay. Billy's the full active track flight, fully autonomous. Okay. And you know, I noticed in one of the things, especially DC Rainmaker, you know, it really active track. Now, first of all, let's level set this. Okay. This active track hasn't changed. Okay. It's the same that's in the Mavic 3, Mini 3 Pro. Am I right?
No. It is the same as the Mavic 3. It's Active Track 5.0.
Active Track 5.0. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So it is the same as in the Mavic 3. All right. Yeah. We got that laid down. It just seems that Active Track consistently has had a problem with bicycles, and there's no rhyme, reason, or logic. And I know, you know, DC Rainmaker, he really puts it through the paces. Okay, and with these tests. And I'm just kind of curious as to why, because, you know, it seems to work well, like on some other, you know, venues, you know, or other things that you would do, like walking. But I think it's a certain speed. And when you get to a certain speed, I know when I've used it before, if I get to a certain speed, or if I am making a sharp turn here or there, okay, it has a tendency to lose it. Okay. And to not gain that track. I know you just did a video on one, right?
I did. So what? And how? Skydio. Yeah, Skydio versus Air 3. The Air 3 lost me over and over again. I was on my e-bike, and the Skydio was flawless. You know, a 4-year-old drone, and it followed me pretty much perfectly. I think that what was flawless on the Air 3 was the obstacle avoidance. It's got fantastic OA on it. However, it could not continuously track me. And Bill, to your point, a few people in my comments had brought up that, yeah, DJI has a problem with bicycles. So I have a solution for that. The other big comment that I got on that video was that, well, the Skydio has an advantage because it has a beacon. Well, if it has a beacon and that helps, that means the Skydio is better, right? I don't know, but anyway. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to level the playing field. I'm going to do it over again. This time I'm going to use the Mavic 3 rather than the Air 3. The Mavic 3 has the advantage of an extra set of obstacle avoidance cameras on it that may help. I don't know if they will, but they may. And I think I suspect it has a more powerful processor. I don't know that for a fact, but since their flagship drone, I suspect it does. And I'm going to do it with an automobile instead of a bicycle. And I'm going to compare the Mavic 3 tracking with the Skydio 2. Okay. The Skydio 2, I am not going to use the beacon, Bill.
Oh, you're going to use the controller.
I am going to use just the remote controller, or I could just use the phone. It'll fly with just the phone, but I'm going to use the remote controller, and we'll see how so it'll be remote control versus remote control, and we'll just see how it fares.
That's a good test. That sounds like a great test, Marcus. That's really good. I'll be very anxious to see your results from something like that because, and I'll say this, okay? If you want a drone that is going to be, I don't want to use the word foolproof, but as close to foolproof as possible to do tracking like this, Skydio, okay? Don't even hesitate for a second, okay?
Listen, Bill, I'll be honest with you. I really, when going into the test that I did, I really thought they would be comparable. In fact, I thought that the Air 3 would probably have an advantage because of a newer camera, and I thought it would be more cinematic, which it kind of was more cinematic. Kept me in the center frame a little better, etc. Because you know how the Skydio kind of swoops around, makes really fast moves. However, the Air 3 just couldn't stay in touch, and it lost me several times. It lost me in places where I don't even understand why. Whereas the Skydio 2 just rocked it. It tracked me all the way around. In fact, I put the Skydio 2 in orbit mode, and it was doing orbits around me while going around obstacles. And
well, see, and I'll say this, all right. When you purchase a DJI drone, okay, how many people will purchase it based on the fact it has active track, okay, versus, okay, a Skydio, when the primary purpose of that drone is to do tracking, okay? That's just, let's just cut and dry, okay? I don't purchase an Air 3 to do active track, okay? I purchased an Air 3 because of just some incredible technology.
The whole feature set.
Exactly. It's a full feature set. It's one of them. It's a nice thing, okay? I've only used it walking before, okay? I haven't ridden a bike. I haven't followed with a car. I haven't done that, okay? Because I don't have any use cases for that. Now, I know a lot of people want to do that, and if you have a use case for something like that, I'm going to point you to Skydio, all right?
The Skydio is a one-trick pony, really. I mean, that's what it's good at is that kind of tracking. And if you are a mountain biker or a motorcyclist or a skier or something, that is absolutely the drone that you want for those kind of applications because it really is. It works very, very well.
I agree.
Here's the other caveat we have to throw out there, though, Bill, is I had also people tell me in the comments that the Skydio 2 was no longer available. So I looked on Skydio's website, and they're absolutely correct. It is out of stock. Every single one of those packages you can find, it just says out of stock. Now, the rumor is that Skydio is done with consumer drones. However, when you go on the website, it also pops up with a little box that says, hey, give us your email address and we'll contact you when it's back in stock. Well, why would they do that?
Why would they do that?
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't. So who knows?
Yeah, I've heard that too. And I'm going to go ahead and drop a bomb here. And, we're going to transition. We'll talk about the Mini 4 Pro rumors in a second here. But I'm going to drop a little bit of a bomb. I've heard it from a fairly reliable source that remote ID is going to be delayed again. This is breaking news. Okay, you won't see it out there, but I've heard from a very reliable source, remote ID is going to be delayed. How long, when, can't really tell, but there's just a lot of moving parts to this, and apparently the FAA needs to circle the wagons and get everything lined up and in gear. There's just a lot of pieces going on at the same time, and from what I hear, it's going to be delayed.
See, that just sounds really odd to me because, for instance, the Skydio 2, before I did that test, of course, I went in and updated firmware, and it updated it to be remote ID compliant. All of our new DJI drones are remote ID compliant. What would the holdup be? What,
I don't know. I don't know. It's just it's very interesting. So we'll see about that. That's just that's just something that I found out. Now, this is just the craziest thing I think I've heard in a long time. Okay, it's just we've just exhaled from the Air 3. Okay, we've just exhaled from the Action 4. Now, our buddy Igor out on Twitter, or formerly Twitter, DJI Mini 4 Pro. Okay, let's take a look at things, and then we'll talk about it here. I just thought it was just so crazy seeing this. It's absolutely okay. Get that article up here.
So, do you think Billy's already flying it right now?
Probably. I would not doubt that for 1 second here. Okay. Igor's article. All right, here we go. This is what I wanted. All right. All right. Drone DJ previews leaker's photo of rumored DJI Mini 4 Pro project. Okay. 2023 7/14 DJI Mini 4 Pro. Photographs shared with Drone DJ by irrepressible leaker of DJI developmental products suggested DJI is getting ready to market a Mini 4 Pro atop the multiple UAVs that is already rolled out in 2023. Okay, and of course it's Igor, and this came out on apparently July 14th, and you can see the picture right here, and then he leaks a picture out here. I'm waiting for you, DJI Mini 4 Pro. Photo serves as supporting evidence to the full drone shot that Igor tweeted Saturday, when he alerted readers to the existence of what appears to be a somewhat froggy-looking developmental version of a Mini 4 Pro. Igor answered Drone DJ's questions about the authenticity and origin of the shots, the assurances they come from one of the reliable sources. We've provided him input for the abundant leaks he's uploaded as of late. Less clear, however, is why DJI would be working on a Mini 4 Pro a little over a year after the release of its Mini 3 Pro, and its drone line becomes increasingly crowded. Okay. This year alone, the company's introduced at least 5 new craft: the Air 3, Matrice 350 RTK, Inspire 3, Mavic 3 Pro, and Mini 2 SE after a fairly busy 2022. Mini 2 SE, meanwhile, is another example of the company expanding its strategy of step-down products, all right? Another theory is that given the increasingly hostile business environment DJI faces in the U.S. and even Australia, the company may be seeking to bring as many drones like a Mini 4 Pro to market as soon as possible before the situation worsens still. Allowing consumers, businesses, and public agencies to start using could feasibly generate considerable popular opposition and support against eventual passage of bills, including one already introduced to Congress. Or it could just be the film is as proficient in developing and processing cutting-edge drones as Igor has been in leaking information on them beforehand, which could explain both forms of frenzied activity by the simple, inexorable logic of because I can. Okay. Wow. It's a lot there, but what do you think, Marcus?
Well, I don't know. That makes as much sense as anything, I suppose. I wonder what else it would bring to the table. I mean, would they put 360 OA on or omnidirectional, as they say, on the Mini drones? Would they put that stacked sensor on the Mini 4? Maybe, I don't know. I'll say this: it seems like just yesterday that we first got our first look at the Mavic Mini, right?
Yeah.
And now look at how far we've come.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's like rabbits multiplying. All right, you
Yeah.
know, the next time you look, boom, there's more rabbits, and it's the same thing here. And now that article makes some sense. Okay, the one thing I think does make some sense, if the issues and the legislation is going, looking unfavorable, DJI wants to crank out some more products, okay? And they're well within their right to do that, and then can get them out to market. That would be a smart move on their part. That, if that's the reason behind this. Also, it may just be that's what they've just been planning all along, okay? For probably a November release, if they're going to do anything, that would probably be the time frame, because it would be right before Black Friday, right before the holidays, and that would be perfect timing for something like that. I mean, and you're right. What kind of a feature set would they put on something like this? I mean, it would have to have some super kind of obstacle avoidance, probably a stack sensor, maybe better runtime, but also with the challenge of keeping it, some of them under 249 grams. It's a real challenge to do that, okay, and to improve the feature set of the drone itself. So they have their work cut out for them. Unless they're already there and beta testers are testing this and they're getting they're in pre-production mode and getting ready to go to production. I don't know. That's just some food for thought.
Right. Yeah, who knows? I guess we'll find out in November. But if I had one of those little magic 8 balls and I shook it and I turned it upside down, I would think it would say on the top, "My sources say yes."
Yes. Yes. My sources say yes. I like that. That's so good. I wish, what? I had one of those, and I had it several years ago, more recently. And when I moved to Florida, I lost it, but still that makes sense. And, it makes sense because of the timing. I was fully expecting, and I know, our good friend, Mr. Brown, was probably expecting as well too, a Pocket 3, knocking on the door here. I mean, that would make the most sense out of anything for DJI, because people have been talking about that and asking about that. Not many people have been asking about a Mini 4 Pro. All right.
Shake that magic 8 ball again, Bill. I'm shaking
shake that magic 8 ball again.
And with regard to the Pocket 3, and I'll flip it over again, and it says, "Yes, this will come true."
Yeah. Yeah.
That magic 8 ball is never wrong, Bill. That's what I'm telling you.
It is never wrong. One of the big questions, we don't even know scant one thing about it, but okay, they're going to have to be real careful about a price point on this, because the Air 3 price point and the price point for this are fairly close. They're not that far apart.
Let me give you a counterpoint on that. And this is just me thinking. I don't know a freaking thing. It's just me thinking. But you when you and I look at a sub 250 drone, we go, yeah, okay, well, maybe I don't have to put a sticker on it. But if you are in the UK or if you are in Canada, that sub 250 drone is a big freaking deal. And so the price point, it could be closer to that mid-grade drone like the Air 3, because you really want to get into, you want those professional features, but you want them in the sub 250 class.
That makes perfect sense, Marcus. It really does, because for us, it's kind of inconsequential, but for our friends up in Canada, friends over in UK and Europe, okay, it's a big deal, and it's a really big deal. And if they, keeping that under 249 grams, and like I said, with a rich feature set like that, people will probably, especially in Canada and especially overseas, will pay a little bit more coin for something like that, having a better feature set and being under 249 grams. I mean, that just makes perfect sense to me.
Possibility. I'm just throwing it out there.
I hear you on that. So,
yeah.
Well, that's kind of all I had for tonight. I want to see if you had any closing thoughts about Air 3 or anything else.
Well, the Air 3, man, it is just phenomenal. And I know Richard's in the chat. Richard, thank you for bringing up cruise control today, because that spurred me to go out and fly the thing and mess around with it. And just like what Lon said, spotlight mode works perfectly in cruise control. So I was able to put spotlight on a fountain, and as the drone is in cruise control, it flies right over the top of it, keeping it right in the center of frame the whole time. Pretty cool stuff. Bill, I even put it in sport mode, full speed in sport mode. I put it in cruise control, and it was moving right. It was fun. I had a lot of fun, I guess is what I'm trying to tell you. It's fun to mess with.
When I started the show, and I wanted to run this by you too. Okay, that was a great deal that Richard gave you guys for the Drone Nation deal of the day for that anchor charger. But one of the things I wanted to point out was it only had there's only one slot in that. All right. And Anchor makes other 100-watt chargers a little more expensive, but it has dual slots on them because, you can charge the batteries and the controller at the same time. And I think, that's one of the things. And I want to thank Richard for pointing that out, because, if you need something like that to charge that, go for it. Okay. It's a great price. It's a great deal. Go out on Amazon and get it. And Richard, again, kudos to you for finding that and letting everybody know about it. That's my thing. I wanted to get people, you can go out to Anchor. I didn't necessarily see it on Amazon. I didn't look for it, but it's out on Anchor store. They have a 100-watt one that has 2 outlets on it. And I think it has the same specs as the DJI in terms of, I think it's 80 watt per outlet. But it's around $95 from Anchor. But it is available right now. They do show it available. So if you're looking for something like that, Anchor has that. It's out there. And I know many of you others have found some of these chargers. If I would say this, I would recommend Anchor if you're looking for an alternate to DJI. I've used their products for years. I've never had issues. And when I have had issues, I've had issues with some of their power banks. Send them back. They send me a replacement for free. They are a great company to do business with. That's kind of like my closing thoughts for the day on this as well. But it was good to see you tonight, Marcus. Thank you for stopping by. Thank everybody in the chat. You guys were great. Had a great evening tonight. Enjoy that Air 3. Enjoy the drone you guys got. As always, guys, a great day to fly. Take care. Have a great rest of your evening.